Get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy. We can't afford mediocrity. If we do nothing, our hope floats away. Get up off of that thing when it's voting day and vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, don't hesitate. Vote, don't procrastinate.
I can only agree with Zach Ryan Brown there. My sentiments exactly. Hello, Keith Thompson. How you doing, buddy? It is indeed Sunday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting. I'm so glad y'all showed up here. First one to jump in the door was our own Oddly Wired, our poet of our group. We appreciate you, baby, coming by. Followed by Mega Wet Willie. And what can you say about that guy? He's Mega Wet Willie. I love that name. Anyway, Denise Holt is here. Rick Dworsky, Joy Peters jumped in. Our man Randy Kervin, who's out there using his voice every day, who we appreciate tremendously, is in the room. Carol Gillens is here. Ohio Dad 70, my friend Joe, is in the house. Martha Oliveira, Jay Clayton, who is sitting out on the seashore playing his guitar, singing to Stephanie Dean while she works on her tan. Ain't that just that just paints a picture right there of Florida. Got it laying in the sand and Jay's over there strumming and singing.
The good part of Florida.
Yeah, good. Well. Anyway, Homer's Reluctant Odyssey is here. That is Chris and Dawn, baby. I'm glad y'all are here. Gillum Reed and Karen Van Wyck, along with Gary Spring.
Wyck. I'm gonna
Wyck.
smack
I'm
you.
sorry. Did I say Wyck?
Yep.
God, I hate that.
See, I'm watching for you.
He ought to
Karen.
smack me every time I say that.
Well,
Karen.
you've been good for a while, from my understanding. So, oh well.
Slip of the tongue. What can I say? I'm sorry. Brian Champagne's in the room, buddy. We appreciate that term. And Candy too. And Candy's here. Well, we could just get on with the business now. Well, a week, day 20, baby, of the protests that we've seen in our streets. And it seems like there's just more tragedies coming every time we turn around. Another example in Atlanta on Friday night, and I'm sure by now almost everybody has seen the videos where Rashad Brooks was gunned down in a parking lot of Wendy's. The crime of being intoxicated, I guess. We see atrocity after atrocity. We see video after video. And it just fuels this determination that we see in the streets today again. Oh, excuse me, again. As well it should be. As well we need to keep doing. And we need to work together in a peaceful way to try to bring the realization of so many people's dreams through lifetimes that we'll never know. To bring this disease here in our country. And we have a long way to go, but we work on it together day by day in our own lives. I can't stress that enough. It's what we do in our own lives, what we tolerate in other people around us, what we do, how we do it. Every day we have the opportunity to try to change a little bit of the world in our life, in our area. And that's what I want. That's what we all want, is basic respect for your human beings around you. I don't think that's a whole lot too much to ask. And, well, thank you, Bill Jones. It is indeed my son's birthday. He is celebrating his 29th birthday today. Bill, I appreciate that. I just seen it go by in the comments.
Yeah, I was about to try to catch up in the chat. I'm just setting up the show to get started. I was going to start talking to the chat a little
His
bit.
last year of being in the 20s.
Yeah, how about that?
Kiss it goodbye, buddy. 30s, zip right by. Anyway, before I introduce everybody in the room, let me catch up with some things that came in since our last Blue Dot family meeting. I want to thank Tom Banjo 22 has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Tom Banjo, we appreciate it very much. Oakley is one of our new Patreon members. We appreciate that very much, Oakley. And Lou Sheehan has subscribed to our YouTube channel. Maybe the family grows every day. We appreciate it tremendously. And I have had discussions today on the phone with several people. I got to talk to, of course, Ohio Dad 70 Joe up in Columbus. I got to talk to Bad Bob out in Arizona. Yep. I got to talk to a guy who used to build motorcycles. Oh, yeah. Just want to go ahead and piss me off. Show me a bunch of pictures of bikes I ain't never going to ride. Pitiful. And I also got to talk to Iris. And Iris, baby, I know you're not listening because it's late over in Germany right now and you got to get to bed. Iris, yeah, I'm going to mess it up. Iris from Germany, who has been a Blue Dot family member 3.5 years, ever since I first started. She sent us a beautiful, she calls it a pot scrubber, Blue Dot pot scrubber. I'm thinking it's a prize if we don't scrub pots with it. But I just enjoy being able to talk one-on-one with some of our family members. It makes me feel good. It makes us feel more like a family, and I enjoy it tremendously. Iris, it starts with a V. Valigiante. That's the best I could do, Iris, baby. I got a tour of her house today. She lives in a beautiful house over in Germany. Built in 1900. It's a brick, just, I don't know, ivy growing up the front. If you vision what a perfect little German cottage would be, I guess that's what it would be. I got to meet her cats, and her daughter was there, and we walked them through. So she's going to be joining us in the Blue Room occasionally, and we'll get her on live here one of these days when our times coincide. Anyway, expanding the Blue Dot family, that's what we do all the time. Bill Jones, what are you doing?
Not a lot. Just listening to you, John. Good hearing your voice.
You got to get a better hobby, buddy. It's just
and
not
a
good.
big happy birthday to Travis there.
Thank you very much, Bill. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we're all sitting.
I'm jealous. I wish I was 29 again.
No shit. No shit. Ain't that the truth? We're both sitting here stuffed to the gills.
Yeah, we were late because you can't rush perfection, and Mom made perfection earlier in the oven with big old meatloaf, and oh man,
that's his favorite.
It's my favorite, and I'm miserable, but I chose to be miserable
too.
Because I'm not gonna let any of that go to
I'm
waste.
miserable for you. I ate too much.
That's a good thing, though, buddy.
It is indeed. Anyway, we're glad you're here, Bill, and I appreciate it very much. Johnny Fly.
No worries.
Hey, I'm ready for you tonight, buddy.
Oh shit! Get him off the air. Send him back up to the. What are you gonna give me a bunch of shit tonight?
I think I'm gonna.
He's ready for me. I can't.
Now you know what I mean. You pulled a surprise on me the last time. I'm ready for you tonight.
You're ready this, so you got both barrels loaded up. Well, Johnny
Hey,
Fly,
by
glad
the way,
you're here.
happy birthday, Travis. And hey, remember, both of you, that I am 29. I just look a little older.
That's right. Me too.
Everybody's
Me too.
29 if they really put their mind to
Let
it.
me see.
Seriously.
That's right.
What is this? Let me
thank
see. I
you,
got to
John
figure out
Fly.
here. This carry the 2. Let me see.
Never mind,
that's
John.
what?
I threw 'em off.
I'm trying to figure out what anniversary this is of my 21st birthday, and I think it is the 46th anniversary next time of my 21st birthday. So I don't do birthdays.
I got my anniversary coming up December.
Get you depressed every once in a while. Jesus, I made it this far. Lived it.
41 21st.
Huh?
I've got 4 21s.
421.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the
you're.
first one and 4 more.
Is that? Velda, how are you doing, dear?
Wayne's in the hospital.
Oh,
again.
shit, no. I was just fixed to ask you how Wayne is, and he's back in the hospital again?
Yeah, he had to be dejuiced again.
Ah, shit.
Jesus Christ.
Boy, howdy crap.
He's
He's
in
in
good
there.
humor. He's saying the food
Well,
is
I'm
gross
glad.
and he wants to come home.
I don't blame him. Who likes hospital food?
He wants
Yeah,
me to make him
hospitals suck.
spaghetti when he comes home.
Well, you make it for him.
You know,
Right,
when
I
I
will.
No,
was,
you will.
when I was in the hospital, what was it? Oh, I think for appendicitis. That was a few years ago. I didn't mind the first meal I had. I think it was breakfast. After that, it went downhill.
Boy, howdy shit. Yeah, hospital food ain't the greatest thing in the world. How about
No.
it? Lived
Hell
it.
no.
How are you doing, bub?
How's it going, my man?
It's doing well. How about yourself?
Breathing.
That's yeah.
Just got put on pause there. Happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Ain't it sad? You get,
Rumble,
I'll
young
say
man,
it
rumble.
again. I already told you happy birthday, but I'll say it again. Happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you, Velda. I appreciate
yes.
I think
it. I love you
I
all.
think Travis wants to trade
Love you
ages
too.
with us, don't you, Travis?
Well, I mean, you
My
know,
apology.
I mean, hey, you know, if I'd do anything for a friend, so if you need a younger age, then by golly, I'll trade it
Yeah,
for you.
Yeah. You ain't giving shit away that I could get. I want to be 29 too. Oh, no, you wouldn't be here if I was 29 again. I didn't have you till what?
Not
I was
yet.
38 or
I was
some
about
shit.
to say, yeah, no,
I think
you.
I was
wouldn't be
38
here.
years old or something like that.
wow, you waited a long time.
Oh, Lord, we tried 14 years. 14 years, first few of those years, I mean, trying. Doctor, all that stuff, let's find out what's wrong. Ain't going to happen. Well, boy, howdy shit. So the years went on, and bingo. Well, we had a son before, but we lost him. And but Travis came along, and he was something special. And he still thinks he is.
Hell
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
No, again,
know
I've
what
said it once on the show, and I'll say it again. After hearing the horror stories that me and Tyler put Mom and you through, I swear we're not worth it.
Yeah. Well, at the time, I didn't know if y'all were or
You
not.
were.
But over the years, you've grown accustomed to it, so
Well, yeah, well, there you go.
we're.
It worked out, I guess. I mean, I help you run the show, so.
Yeah. If it wasn't for you, I'd probably still be
Thank
down
you,
there in the
Travis.
shop yelling to myself.
There you go.
Damn, Dad, you have something to say. Turn
and-
on your camera.
And I had to give Wayne some news. In the
Uh-oh.
while he was in the hospital, just to perk his ass up and give him something to come home on. Our daughter's moving home. Our
Oh.
Envy is moving home.
Outstanding. Well, I
In
call
9
it
days.
outstanding. That's
9 days.
for 9 days or in 9 days?
In 9 days.
In 9
she'll
days,
be,
she's coming home.
Awesome.
She'll be walking through the back door
Ooh.
at about 11:30
Oh, not that we're
on
counting
the-
the clock or anything, huh?
on the 23rd.
Well, boy, howdy.
Woot,
Well, I'm
woot.
good. Yeah, woot woot. I just don't understand that because I've said this before. You know, I've been asked, well, how come your kids still live there, John? Because I like them. I like my kids.
Yeah.
I got a lot of property here.
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry for them to go anywhere.
I was
Shit.
about to say, if they were
Thank
really
you,
in a hurry
thank
for
you.
us to go, we would have left. You know,
Yeah, no.
it's not about you
I'm
know.
thinking we're 3.6 acres. I've got another sewer hookup, another power hookup. I'm thinking a cute, nice little
There you go.
5-bedroom mobile home for
There
her.
you go.
Awesome.
There you go. She got her own place. That's like Travis. He's got his own place down there. That's, I knock on the door when I go down there. It's not like I just walk in. Of course, the same can't be said the other way around. He just thinks he lives here, so he just walks in anytime.
Well, I would knock, but the
No,
dogs
please
bark.
don't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I was
going to
about
say,
to
no,
say,
please don't knock.
I
Nobody
don't have
knock on
dogs
anything around
downstairs,
here.
so
I don't care if you say knock on wood. You hit the table, dogs all go nuts. So no.
Just open up the
Step
door,
on that
Travis,
bottom
and say,
step,
I'm
they
home.
bark.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, you may want to catch up on Streamlabs really quick.
Okay, let me do that. What I do with my shit? Oh, there it is.
Uh,
Tim
Who's that
Torkelson
shit?
donated $10 through Super Chat and said, thanks for your dedication. Tim, thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it tremendously.
You're awesome,
And-
Tim.
And yes, you are, bub. And Leo A donated $2 through Super Chat and said, happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Leo. We appreciate that, buddy.
Greatly.
Yeah, comes around once
Hey,
a year.
John, don't we have to sing happy birthday to him?
I believe that would be appropriate, wouldn't it?
Oh,
We
Yeah,
do
we
it.
do
We
in
do
order.
it to everybody else. Wait. I got to make a request here for. I know somebody else who probably wants to be
Got
in
a
here.
beautiful voice.
Huh?
Hang
Yes,
on.
she does.
Hang
Yes,
on.
she does.
I think I see what you're aiming
Okay.
for.
Yep.
I got a packed blue room today. Holy
Ain't
shit.
we?
Y'all got a party up there going
I'm
on.
telling you, we're spreading the news about that blue room up there
Yeah,
on
we're
Discord.
It was crazy earlier.
We are
Smoking
trying
a
to.
party joint for him right now.
Is that right? Outstanding. Sparking up, love. Okay. Bernadette, are you in here with us? I see your microphone. Oh, there she is.
I am.
How you doing,
Happy
darling?
birthday, Travis.
Thank you, Bernadette.
Well, that's one of the reasons we jerked you down here so quick because we was fixing to sing and
Well,
I know you wanted to
thank
be here.
you.
So,
Yeah.
y'all ready? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy. Y'all don't
Happy
make me happy now.
birthday
Happy birthday to you. You screw me over here. Wait a minute. Let's do this again.
Two, one,
That
two,
sound like
three,
a-
four.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Happy.
Happy birthday,
Dear
dear
Travis. Happy birthday
birthday to you. Many
We worked on that all day.
We gotta sing that.
You know what? That was the greatest
That
thing
actually
I've
meant-
heard
That
in my
actually made
entire
my drunk.
life. Holy
That actually
shit.
made my drunk friends at the bar sound.
Awesome! Yeah, awesome!
That's what's our pride there. Oh, man. And on top of it, Ohio Dad 70 donated $5 through Super Chat and said, happy birthday, Travis. Happy birthday, Travis. From Ohio Dad 70, Ohio Dad 70.
Thank
You
you,
see
thank you,
that?
thank
You
you,
see-
thank you.
You
See
Ohio
how he
Dad.
did that, huh?
Yes, I did.
Let us know if somebody donates to make us quit singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
Money
right,
pour
right.
in. Stop that
Make
shit,
him
please.
stop, make him stop.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Travis,
I
where's
was
your
at a
wonderful.
birthday
karaoke
hat?
once.
Well, I am,
Where's your birthday?
Oh, my birthday hat? Shit, I don't. Do I
Yeah.
got a hat around
Where's
here?
your hat?
All my hats are downstairs because I've been wearing them when I'm working out.
You had one right over there somewhere.
Somewhere I
Gotta
do.
put it on the birthday.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, where's it?
Happy
He
birthday,
takes it
Travis.
outside.
It's just gonna be there for everybody to see my balding spot going on now, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, young man,
Yeah,
stand
it
by.
gets
10 more years, young
Yeah.
man.
That's
Yeah.
what his mama told him.
I'm going through it right now.
Nobody in this room is gonna give you sympathy, son.
No.
No, I'm not. Look, you know, again, I
Right.
think I've said it on the show before. I'm not really worried about losing hair because to me, it's more like,
Not yet.
you know, like dealing with.
When it happens, you will.
Yeah,
I'm
I
telling you,
won't
I'm
deny.
reporting,
Maybe it'll
reporting to
sneak
you.
up.
I'm
Cassie,
reporting
and we
you
were all
from the
laughing
near
about how
future.
beautiful we sang. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Nah, just
I turned 40 this year. I'm reporting from the near future.
oh yeah. Okay.
From the near future. That's it.
Nah, the way I look at things nowadays, I feel like, and I'm not trying to sound like I know shit or whatever, but a few years ago I had what I would call a quarter life crisis, and at that point I kind of realized, you know, the things that really do
Quarter
matter.
life crisis.
Well, that's the only way I can call it because I haven't made it to midlife crisis. I hope I can make it to midlife, you know. But the way I look at it is this: you know, there's a lot of things that I do worry about, and you know, I'm more worried about my blood pressure. I'm more worried about my heart, and I'm more worried about my family around me. So, like losing hair, if that's the worst that happens to me, I won't fucking complain one bit. But then again,
Me,
you know,
seriously, Travis, from just a little bit older than you.
yeah.
Salute to you, man. Like, and I don't know. I know this will make sense to the two of you, but I could just tell you, as a guy, simply because of the father you have, you are light years ahead of people 20 years your senior right
Oh
now.
yeah, I agree.
All that great guy.
I have a lot to thank for my folks for giving us freedom to be who we wanted to be and not telling us who we should be,
So-
and that allowed us to make decisions. I feel like that, you know, I can't.
That's why you said that.
Yeah.
You
so-
just said
be
with
around to hold
somebody.
your
I
hand all
got
the
friends
time.
of mine 10 years older than me that wouldn't say what you just said. Like, it's not about little dumb shit. It's
Yeah.
thinking like an adult. You're ahead, bro. You're aces. You're good to
Yeah,
go.
he
I
is
greatly
ahead. That scares
appreciate
me
that. Lived
sometimes. It scares me sometimes.
What's sad
Wait
is
a
the
minute.
You
other.
made a Stewie Griffin.
I'm supposed to be the one
John,
that's
you-
smarter.
What's sad is
John,
the
you
other
made a
one is-
Stewie Griffin, man.
That's what I
Oh,
got.
Jesus Christ.
That's what I got.
You little
I
man.
look at it as it's great when I can learn from my kids. Any one of us could. When we learn something from our kids, that's pretty powerful. And I've learned a lot from my boys.
Yeah, I was gonna say the other one's pretty good too. He just doesn't like coming
both of
on
them.
here.
Yeah, he just don't like. He's like his mama. No, I ain't going on TV. You
To be
know,
fair, I was
he's been on here. I mean, he's been in
some
photograph-
videos. Yeah.
He's been in some videos, and he's been in. Yeah, he did.
What's
commercials.
sad is like he has like I guess what any good qualities I have, but he's funny. He's got wit. So it's like picture me but with wit and funniness. That's Tyler. And I wish he'd come on and show that a little bit more often because he'd be great on here.
Well, he can tell you the jokes, Travis, and then you can just repeat them. I say,
Nah,
well,
I'm gonna tell you
I-
why. I'm gonna tell you why right now, John. If that won't work. It's because the way he just delivers it. I think if anybody else said certain things like he would say, wouldn't be as impactful. He just has a way of delivering. I think he gets that
Yeah.
from Mom. I think he
Oh,
does.
Tyler?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he's a whiz kid.
Turning a word.
I
Yeah.
want him in here. Really,
He's
this
got
is what
the
I want.
uppercut, huh?
I really want
maybe
him in
one of
here
these,
with a monitor.
maybe one of these days you can. Maybe one of these days you can make it a family affair and get them all
what I
in that
want.
room.
That's what I want. I
That'd
want.
be
I
awesome.
want Tyler over here with another computer
would be
with
nice.
the screen facing me. That way, I can at least appear to be knowledgeable. You know, if we're talking about a certain subject, he could throw it up in front of the
Well,
screen.
see, that's what Tyler
you know?
does. He just heavily researches
oh, yeah,
everything.
This kid, he
You know.
researches everything.
I look up
You
the
mentioned
basics and try to figure out the truth. Tyler will dive into the history way
Yeah,
before it ever
way,
happened.
yeah. What
So-
brought this
That's
change on?
excellent.
Yeah.
How
it
old
is.
is Tyler?
He's
He
4
is,
years younger than me, so
he is
he's about to turn 25.
25.
Yeah, he's about to turn 25.
Yeah, he's still on my
God, those
insurance for
days are
another
gone
year.
with me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You guys are babies.
Yeah, in the
know.
grand
They
scheme
are.
of things, yeah.
I waited till I was ready, or I thought I was ready. Hey, and I agree with every other parent that ever lived out there. They ought to give you a fucking book when they give you a baby. You know,
Well, they
here's your
don't
kid,
know. They
and here's
don't.
the instructions.
I'll give you guys
It's
medals.
like,
No
shit.
instructions.
I was
They
never
were
more
fresh out
scared
of
in my
manuals,
life,
man.
and I know every one of
Yeah,
y'all
tell
agree
me
with me.
about it.
Is your first child
Yeah.
the first night you brought it home? That night. And you're looking at it and you're going, well, what the fuck do we do now? Well, I don't know. Just
the
keep
hell
make
do I do
sure it
now?
keeps breathing. That's our job.
That's the truth. That is so
That's
true.
Anyway.
She's crying. What? She's crying.
Yeah, she's crying.
Check her diaper.
Yeah, no.
Oh, check the diaper.
Yeah, check it. Yeah, guess what?
maybe
Anytime
she's
you check the
hungry.
diaper, there's a surprise there. And we won't even go there. Ian McGrath, all the way from Bonnie, Scotland, donated 10 pounds through Super Chat and said, "Happy birthday from Bonnie, Scotland. I know you love music. Have a listen to Chris Ray, Texas." Oh, shit. Wait a minute. That's not a proper bang because
Yeah, I was
it
about
came
to
flying
say.
out of my hand. I guess that's why I have this damn.
I greatly
on
appreciate
there.
that, and definitely will look into it.
And Dolores Grant donated $5 through Super Chat and said, "Happy birthday, Travis. It's young people like you who make America great." Thank you,
Amen.
Thank you very
Dolores.
much.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it
But I think
tremendously.
it takes a team, though. We all do it. It's not all.
Well,
You
here's
know.
the deal, baby. Look out in the street.
Yeah.
I see an awful lot of young people out there.
Yeah.
I see an awful
Yep.
lot of young people out there. It's raising my spirits and giving me hope. And you know, I don't. We all know something's got to change. You know, we're all out in the middle of the street, and all of a sudden, we get the news of Rashad being shot. You know, and if you haven't seen the video of that, go look because I guarantee you there was no reason for that officer to draw his weapon.
No.
You know, I was talking to Iris today in Germany, and she said, "Well, John, we just don't understand the gun thing in your country," and that's what it is. And I told her, well, the police are heavily armed because everybody else is heavily armed. The police have AR-15s because everybody out in town has an AR-15. It's a sickness that has washed over this country that is unique. We are a gun-toting nation, and there's people that have just carried it to the extremes.
Isn't that from the saying God was it God's guns and guts or something
Oh,
like that?
God, guns, and glory, baby. I think down here or
Glory.
something.
All right.
Right past.
All sorts of slogans they make up for it. Yeah. Who was it that got in trouble for saying? Excuse me. May have been Obama. When he mentioned, no, somebody. It wasn't Obama. Clinging to
your
their
guns
guns
and
and their
Bibles.
Bible. Who said that? Somebody got in
Obama.
trouble.
That was Obama.
Was it Obama?
was
It
Obama.
was Obama.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go. Then go with your first
He
thought.
was right too.
Yes.
But,
Yes, and-
but wasn't it Trump who said when the looting starts, the shooting starts?
It's the man who said it.
Yep. Yep.
Pick a day. You can pick any day on his Twitter feed and find several things that are just disgusting. You know, we've discussed this for 3.5 years. We have a child in the White House whose main job in life is Twitter and golf. That's it. You know, Twitter and golf, Twitter and golf.
In our ass.
Yeah. And
I think you're missing something though. There's another pastime, and
thieving.
I've come to the conclusion a while back, and I just I try to avoid his Twitter nowadays because I used to check in because I just wanted to see what kind of asshole shit he was up to. And no, one of his pastimes is just being a flat out evil son of a bitch. That there's he's stupid,
Yeah.
but he's stupid who knows what he's doing, or at least he knows his actions are fucking evil. And
Yeah.
He's sinister.
Yes,
He's
sinister. That's a
calculated.
good term for it. Yes.
He's calculating.
John
The
Winslow.
problem is if
Well,
this
he
if he
already said it. He said it. If he ever ran for president, he'd run as a Democrat, a Republican, because they're so dumb they believe his lies.
Yeah.
You know what? It's true.
It
He did a
is.
calculated move. Man is not dumb. He's playing to the base that he knows is stupid. Not all Republicans are stupid. The ones that are following him are a little brick short.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like me. I'm not saying every Republican is a racist asshole, but if
No.
you're still following Donald Trump, you're a racist asshole.
Racist asshole.
You can still be a
Wrong,
Republican. There's other Republicans out there. Lived it. You was going to say something there, bub?
you just said, the Lincoln Project,
Yeah.
you know, that's a perfect example of what conservatism should look.
Yes. Yes, they should
The
be
Republican
speaking up.
Party, however, is done.
Yeah, I think it's picking up speed
because
though.
they let themselves get taken over.
They have. They've allowed a very bad element into their party. And everybody knows it. Klan members, yeah, it's okay. Neo-Nazis, sure, come on in. What do you say about your own party when you're willing to throw every value that you said you always had out the freaking window, and you're worshiping a golden calf. You know, what's up with that shit? I don't buy into it, and at this late point, you have to, brush it off as being an ignorant asshole if you're still there. Which, believe it or not, we have plenty of them around here. Right down the street from me. So.
And that prick's from Queens. We're in a state of denial right now. We want to wish he was from Long Island or something. He's from here. It's crazy.
It is.
But,
it's embarrassing. I wouldn't want him.
I watched a.
Goobers on
We had a pretty good discussion going on in the Blue Room. I don't know if Velda, you want to comment on it, or Liv, if you want to. It was pretty good, I think, about gerrymandering.
I didn't want.
Yep.
Yeah, but.
We were talking about
John,
gerrymandering.
Think you're gonna? Well, you usually come and do an off-air show.
Lived it. You're cutting out, buddy. Might have to go out and come back in.
Yeah. We'll try
Sometimes that happens around here. I guess they're working the bugs out of that shit. But
I did run across a good story today.
who did?
I did.
You did? You did what?
Run across a good story. No. Try to avoid running over the Geico squirrel.
Yeah. That's good.
But, I ran across an article. Woman's name is Carol Horn. She's a police officer in Buffalo, 2008. Fellow officer is choking an African American. And she took matters in her own hands. She tackled him off of him.
Oh yes, I saw that. I saw that.
She was fired
She was fired.
because they said it endangered her partner's life.
I think she did the right thing.
12 years, and that was in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
Okay, the same police station. Now they're talking about giving her back pension and everything.
I think
There
so.
are good cops out there.
Yes. And
Yeah,
she,
there
and
is.
she exemplified that
That's
a long time before the George Floyd thing, when we were all thinking somebody ought to do something to that guy. Well, she did, and she got fired for it. He was a white cop, by the way. How dare
White
her.
cop,
Yeah, he was a white cop.
and she was a black.
Yeah, she was a black
she
officer.
was.
And
Yes, and she
and
lost
she took
everything
that
for
white.
that. For
And
that
she
bold
took him
move.
out.
Yes, yes, and
that's
what
not
we-
an
God bless
isolated
her.
incident.
yeah.
Like when you talk to those PBA organizations and those law enforcement, that's often the case. Whenever an officer steps up and does the right thing, they get ostracized and penalized.
Yeah.
Like that's a long that's
Yeah,
that's why things have persisted for so long.
You know, I got into a
Part of the
discussion the
reason.
other night on. I was on the Bob Kincaid show, but I think this was out in the after party. About. Well, there it went. Let me see. Now I got to sit here and think. What was we talking about?
Squirrel.
Yeah, that's
That
what it
happens
was.
to me,
Squirrel
too.
ran right across my brain.
See, that's
happens to me,
that
too.
OG strain.
That
The
must be
OG
what
strain,
it
John.
Yeah, that
OG
must be
strain.
what it is.
It does that to us from time to time.
It was about police
Livia
unions.
gets a bell for that one, okay?
Yes, give him the gong. There you go. We were talking about police unions and police fraternities, however, because some people were arguing there are no police
Right.
unions, and I found out, well, yes, there are.
Sure.
And that is where a lot of change has to come from. And, it is great to have a union or great to have an organization that supports you in your job, whatever it is, including police officers, firemen, or whatever else. That's good. You should have a voice in your wages and everything else. But they need to change in their response to obvious violations of an officer that an officer does. When he violates the law, when he is caught doing something illegal or immoral or criminal, whatever, they need to hold him accountable. Don't stand up there and protect his ass just because he's a police officer. That's not the deal here, baby. It's law and order, truth and justice. And until we get all that together,
Amen.
We don't get squat.
How many saw that film? They showed a video clip of when the officers stopped that gentleman. Was it Friday night?
Friday night? Yeah, he was asleep.
I think, everything. I think the way the officers approached him in the beginning was respectful. They said it today on CNN. Everything was respectful. Everything was fine. Then he tried to break away, which I think that was his mistake. He should have just not resisted. But given that, no matter what, he when he ran and he turned his taser around, then when he was running forward, they shot him. Now that was wrong.
Anytime, if that bullet goes in the back of anybody, you should be held liable for that. You can't shoot somebody when they're running unless they have a gun and there's 10 dead people laying back there behind him and you know who he was, then take his ass out. He ain't got a gun, ain't got nothing. The officer knew exactly what he had in his hand.
Right.
But we are.
Well, in that case, that I heard this case being made too about that taser. The cop was afraid for his life because he had a taser. Well, the guy was afraid for his life because he was tased.
Yeah. It works both ways in that situation, you would think.
It works both ways.
What were you going to say,
What you just said, John.
What's that?
Well, what John had just said, and what the other guy was talking about when he said, if you're struck in the back, what it means. And so when I said we are, what I was saying is we, as in all members of the citizenry who are not federal or local law enforcement, you're not a sheriff or a cop somehow. If you shoot somebody in the back, even in self-defense, no matter what, you face manslaughter, all types of shit off the back. Off the back. You could have just prevented an assault or something. You cannot go into court and convince somebody you shot him in the back because you were fearful for your life. There's nothing. You're going upstate, period.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, in every instance, when you have a badge, it's a different story. Now, that is wrong. Not only wrong, it's been allowed for so long, it's like the crest of the wave of fascism that's coming.
And we're seeing the result of that in our state. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about it, John. I was smoking a joint, listening to you guys, and started babbling.
Go ahead, Brad.
But I lost my plate. You had said something earlier about the fraternal organization, the union. And for a long time, there are so many who are on with you on that and on top of it. That's the number one problem. But when I looked at it, and I turned 40 this year, so a lot of it happened before I was born.
Right.
I looked at the labor movement. It was so powerful. For a little, in certain segments, it was working. Like right before the whole Teamsters and all of that, it was working in terms of common people having an organization to represent their labor, to make sure you're quiet and work to death and right. Somehow, I don't know when. I was born in 1980. I don't know how the fuck or when it happened. Somehow, the only unions that have the clout, power, whatever, from the 50s labor movements or whatever, and they can't be touched, are law enforcement unions. I looked at Governor Scott, whatever his name was in Wisconsin.
They're attacking unions all over the country.
And how come when they were going to, when he was union busting in Wisconsin, I'm curious, as a guy, I want to know, how come everywhere there's like people cracking down on unions, they're never cracking down on the police union, ever?
Or the fire department.
It's like
it's like they're daring you.
It's like they're beyond unions. It's almost like there's something I don't want to say on your live show, but they have a clout that even union guys, when they were real strong in the 60s or whatever, they didn't even have the power that a modern police union.
That's true.
They literally have the power to kill people. Literally.
And their records can be hidden from the public. You name me another
They
job.
removed the fucking case. I had a cop in the Bronx who raped a girl.
Oh Lord.
Raped her, and was seen by a witness, pointed out and everything. They moved the trial upstate to a police-friendly, i.e. Republican-friendly location.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. He didn't even live up there. And this is something that happens with power.
Yes.
Beyond your locals.
Yes.
I don't.
You know, they
Oh,
call it this thin
Never
blue line, and I'm about tired of that shit. Because they do. They hide somebody's record. A cop that's dirty in one state can go to another state, get a job.
Yeah.
You know, or even not even within the same state. Just go to another town. You're a cop again. You know,
I'm
I
just
don't wanna
curious,
sound
John.
too saucy. I apologize about that, John Travis.
I'm just curious.
You're good, my
You
dude.
know,
Yeah, you're good.
with some of these with these policemen being like fired and stuff because of what they did shooting, I'm wondering if we're going to get a backlash from the police unions. Do you think?
you know, if so, it would
But
be
the-
obvious at some
Yeah.
point during this
Exactly.
conversation that everybody is having. You are. I'm sorry, I seen a comment and there went squirrel. What did I just say?
About the police union.
At some point, it's obvious.
At some point, at some point it is obvious, as in these recent cases, of an officer's inability to perform his job in a correct manner.
Right.
In a smaller way, when I was a union steward, and I was a union steward, AFL-CIO, Union 2145, AFTE,
Nice.
and I was proud of being a union steward. I enjoyed doing things for the people in my shop, in my area, to improve things,
Damn right.
and to stand up for them. And in various situations, in the chemical unit I worked in, life and death situations at times, when you have
Right.
a senior person off base telling you on the phone to go back into your workspace while the cyanide alarm is going off. Fuck you.
Holy shit.
Fuck you. You come up here, drive up here, and you
Yeah,
be the
right.
first one to go in there and turn that fucking alarm off, because the first man that does is going to drop on the floor dead. You know, that kind of thing is easy to do.
Salute.
On the same token, I was handed many cases of people who work for the government who, during my investigation of, because they come to me, well, I didn't get the quarterly remarks or the yearly annual report on you. I didn't like it. I think I should have got a higher grade on my review. Okay, why? Well, because he didn't give me my midterm. What do you mean he didn't give
Right.
you your midterm? Well, in the government, they're supposed to call you in midterm and say, oh, okay, you're doing good, you're doing bad, whatever. You should improve in this area and get along the way and go back to work. That's it. That's a supervisor's responsibility. If you didn't get one, well, you have a case. But now I go to look at your work record. When you come in, when you leave, I look at the reject
Performance.
rate. Yeah, the reject rate on the product you're producing. How many of those products are being rejected by quality control? Are you doing your job good? Are you attending the safety? All this shit. And when you get one of these guys that comes in late, leaves early, never attends the safety meetings, he's an asshole, his work report is really bad. You want me to go in there and fight for you to get it better? No, I ain't fucking doing it. And then they go up to, well, he's my steward, he won't fight for. No, I'm not going to take a shitty ass fucking case. How about this? How about you do a better job, and next time you get a better report? How about that shit?
Now,
Exactly.
And
John, you see the story you just told, John? I think you just put your finger on the top of the nail, because if for those of us that we may have been around unions or we've never been up in the chain like you, you're just highlighted that there is a chain of command
Yes.
within a union structure. There's someone like you who's supposed to be checking.
Yeah,
So who the fuck is it in these department fraternal organizations that is just taking dues from a guy or from a female officer who is jacked up? They
Yeah.
have multiple cases against them, multiple
right,
reports,
multiple
and,
complaints.
who is just saying, "I'll see you at the barbecue this spring"?
Yeah.
Who's saying that?
That's that's
has to
what
be someone, no?
Somebody has to start that process. Somebody has to stand up and say, no, this isn't right. You know, we want a quality workplace. You want quality employees. You want to improve your workflow. You want to improve your business, whatever it is, and you could throw cops in there. You want to improve your relations with the community. How do you do that? Well, I don't know. Fuck, I'm no great guy, but
I know how.
Can I say something?
Well, sure,
because
Bernadette.
it's not just the unions. When you have people who are running departments and you have an officer go foul, like the one in Floyd's case, where he had 18 complaints against him, 18 complaints, and only 2 were brought to the attention of anybody, and 2, you know, obviously got him back on the street, being disciplined for 2 of them. He got a slap on the hand and got back out on the street. The man had 18 complaints. That is the union covering that shit up.
That's a failure of supervision.
You're absolutely right.
Management.
It's a failure of the whole goddamn system.
Yes.
Because if the unions are doing it, and then you have the chief of police who's willing to say, okay, well, I have to do what the union is saying, knowing that this man has 18 complaints against him. He didn't push back. That's a failure at the chief of police. That's a failure at every fucking level. And that's why these people are in the streets saying the whole fucking system needs to be rebuilt.
That's how come people are
Because it's a failure, not just with the unions. It's in the departments. It's long-standing. And you know what? You know what they're also saying? We ain't waiting for 6 months. We want this fucking change now.
Yeah.
Because our brothers are still dying out there.
Every day. And John Winslow, just a little while ago, brought up in the conversation here a story that I'm watching, and I know John Winslow is watching, and we all should be watching. Just recently, within days of each other, 2 black men found hanging in California. Now,
Palmdale.
One in Palmdale and one about an hour north, I think. That scares me. That scares me.
And the one in Palmdale was ruled a suicide without even an investigation.
Nope, found him hanging in a tree, so it's
he
suicide.
Was a very young man. Very young man.
He had just attended
at 3:40 in the morning.
He had just attended
wearing his backpack when he was found. Now, okay, excuse me, but you know, and I wrote this in the show discussion. Every time I think about killing myself, I put my backpack on first.
Yeah, it's pretty suspicious, isn't it?
I'm just saying. When I'm thinking about going and committing suicide, I always grab my backpack.
Yeah.
And put it on first.
And
I'm gonna hang myself in a fucking public tree.
Yeah.
In a public park. Right around the corner from the police station. Right around the corner from the fire department. Right around the corner from City Hall.
These are things.
And you're going to tell me there's no camera?
They have to. I know it. That's what I said. That was the first thing I said. You tell me that somewhere around there, in the time period that they believe this happened, there is not camera activity around there. There is everywhere you freaking go nowadays. And that's what gets me because, and we see it all the time, I am glad to see that the Atlanta Police Department now has released the body camera footage quickly, is trying to be transparent with this issue in Atlanta because, let's face it, they have no choice. But we did not see that in Brunswick, Georgia. We watched that videotape passed around that whole damn police department and the DA's office all over the place while they all fumbled around trying to figure out, oh, do you want this case? I ain't taking that case. I know that guy. Yeah, I know him too. Everybody freaking knew him.
Yeah.
Besides the freaking point. And not until that video came out did anybody even say anything. Breonna Taylor didn't have a fucking video camera.
McMichaels released the videos in hopes that it would exonerate him.
Yeah.
They have to stop acting like everything is
They're
only local.
untouchable.
They have to be.
No, like all of the oversight is only local. Only NYPD can only New York can deal with NYPD. Only Atlanta can deal with Atlanta
Right.
PD. No, there has to be certain baseline federal
There is
fucking
no federal
guidelines that if
police guidelines.
no, not
there are none.
See,
but
that has to change
We have to change that.
because that's the only way that you're
And-
gonna be able
and we have
to break that fucking monopoly of power that
But
they
the
have.
federal
in the
government
cities.
funds police departments all across this country. And we have 18,000 police departments in this country. We have 18,000 different set of regulations.
You know what?
Period.
Then what you just said, Bernadette.
Yes, I know.
Bernadette, but with Bernadette, what you just said about the funding from federal
Yes.
side to police department, there might be able, maybe perhaps a case can be made, like legally, that says, hey, if federal dollars are going to be used, then you have to be exposed to federal law. Period.
They're not
Well,
gonna
Just
do
like
it.
a school,
Under
like a
the
school. If
Obama
a school takes
administration,
if a
that
school takes
actually
federal
happened,
money,
where the
if a
where
school-
the federal government did come into the police departments and did set regulations on them, and I think there was something like I don't
No,
know
but-
18 cases underneath Obama that
No, but that's not-
actually
that's-
happened. There's been one under Trump.
Yeah.
He's kind of
What I'm
squished that shit. Is what I'm trying to get out.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm just growing forward. Maybe since a lot of things are changing, one of the things they can throw into the gumbo is, hey, it comes to federal police oversight. The Justice Department always had the ability, somehow, when they're allowed to come to a city and regulate the
The
police
Justice
and
Department
find
right
errors.
now is.
However,
are-
that can't be counted on. What I'm saying is, when we're redoing everything, maybe, I'm sure there are millions of voices out there probably speaking to it, when a case has to be made in court that says federal money from Congress is going to police departments in different counties. Therefore, just like with universities, if you're a university and you take federal money, you have to abide by federal law.
There you go.
Amen.
Period.
To that.
Or you got to be a separate school.
Yeah, they have
So
to be
if
accountable.
you're a police department, you can
want
still
funding.
operate under your county and city law. However, there are baseline federal fucking
exactly.
rights guidelines
That's
that
right.
if you violate them, you now have a federal case. Not your police department. We're not investigating. We're not sending the Justice Department
But
to
if you're-
investigate.
if
No,
you're-
you are a defendant in a federal case for violation of federal law.
Right.
Period.
The only way you get a federal case is for the Justice Department to go in there and do their fucking job.
right now,
and
that is
we
questionable because
we
we
have
have
a
Barr.
person who is who's the concierge
or
of
what you
the
have to
fucking
have-
dictator in the White House.
But what I'm talking about wouldn't take that because that's what they've always done when they so-called said we could send Justice Department oversight review. It's a slap on the wrist. It's nothing, right? What I'm saying is a federal prosecutor responsible for federal law in that
Hey,
state has
Lived
to
It,
say,
check this out. Lived It, check this out. Let me interrupt you for one moment because we can't even pass a federal anti-lynching law in this country.
Working on it,
We
Carla.
don't have one, thanks to Rand Paul and his feckless ass.
We're working.
Kentucky, please take out the trash.
Oh, we left again.
Also, another
"No, I
thing
wasn't-
that we
I'm just
can
saying
do,
solutions."
there is a solution, and it has to start in each and every one of the states, mandating that there's a shooting. It is no matter the shooting, it is handled by an outside.
Yeah, it can't be investigated by
police
the officer that
department.
happened.
It has to be out
Okay,
that way.
you have
And it
something like Jesus Christ, what are they called? Internal investigator, or
internal
like
review.
no, the guys that Trump keeps on fucking firing, the IGs,
Yeah.
Inspector General, for something like that. And then you have this idiot or somebody like his ass get in office who just fires any IG that goes against whatever the fuck is racist thing he's thinking today.
That's why.
This is what's happening in America, people.
And that is
When
why.
people do step up, we had the general that came over here, guy in the Army who sat before
Ronald Ray?
Congress with his suit on. With his suit on.
Yes,
um,
yes.
Colonel Bender.
Yeah,
during the
Vindman.
Ukraine shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Colonel Vindman.
Yes.
And he was berated for wearing his
Telling
uniform.
the truth. Telling the truth.
But that seems to be a process here in this administration. That's how come we can look forward to right now.
And that's what I'm
having
saying,
major
John.
yes.
That's what I'm saying. All that shit was set up prior to this administration.
We have-
And this administration has gotten in and shown us how much our Constitution doesn't mean shit to
Not
him.
to him. Not to this administration. And he wants nothing more than have the ability to dominate this country. What you see in the
Dominate the
street right
streets.
now is a reaction to that. If you think that this guy's going to get elected
We're
again,
peached his fucking ass.
ain't gonna happen.
That system broke right in
But-
front of our face.
This system has to change. And the elementary, here's what I believe, the basic premise of what we have to change our police department. And that is what was brought up to me by Iris today, the gun thing. Hey, why do you want to call the police for a guy asleep in the driveway of a Wendy's? Don't we have another service we could call? No, we don't. Well, we need one. We need one. Because the guy that shows up with the gun on his hip, he is an authority. He's there, as soon as the cuff came out, that's when this came up. Man,
Hey, you know what? Let me ask you one question. Is there a fucking sign in Wendy's parking lot that says if you park there illegally, they have a right to call a tow truck?
I didn't call
I'm
it tow
pretty
truck.
sure that No, they didn't.
They
But
called
they
police.
could have. And these are the other services that we can use.
That's true.
Instead
That's
of
true.
calling
Could have
the
called
police
the tow
for
company and say, the
everything.
guy's asleep here. We don't know what to do, so just tow his car off and he'll wake up eventually. Not a profitable.
There
It's going
are
to be
other
costly for him,
services
but he'll
out
be
there.
alive to pay the bill.
I thought a DUI.
He would be alive
meant,
today.
But we
But
have
I
to.
thought a DUI meant driving under the influence.
Yeah,
like,
no, not
like I
parked.
thought that didn't apply when you're sleeping.
Yeah. They can assume that you got there under your own.
And that's where they have too much power.
That is exactly right. We have to.
Because
the
once
reason-
they got you for a DNI, they have the right to search your car. They have the right to dig into your past history.
There you go.
Or if you even had a marijuana charge, they're going to take you in for whatever reason.
Well, that things into that question we had the other day when why would you have the police respond to traffic violations? It's a traffic violation. Take a picture and send him a ticket. Why pull
Send him
over?
a
Hey,
ticket.
I want to search your car. Who
and
are
let
you?
them
Let me
deal
see
with
your
it.
ID. Let me
But
check your
Wendy's
check.
could have called.
It is unnecessary.
Wendy's could have. Why did the store owner call the police for a forged
You know,
20?
Well,
there's so many things. There's so many things that.
I'm not going to
There
lay
are-
that at the
my
feet
point
of
is,
the, of the
my point is, there are other
There were
services
other
available. Mental
ways
health for mental health people. How about, when you call 911,
You
they
get
ask
the
you what your
cops.
emergency is. You get the cops, or if it's a
If it's
fire,
a
you
mental
get the
ins-
fire department.
Well,
if you
you
need
still
a
get the
medical,
cops.
you get an ambulance.
I guess to me, I just.
Why can't we
don't
have
understand-
mental health or the tow truck or whatever? There's a
We
wide
agree.
variety of services out there that could be called instead of funding the police department, and then let's give them all the military surplus equipment that we can, so we can arm them motherfuckers to go into the streets and blast us.
I guess I'm
That's
just
what
saying.
we're working on. That's
And-
what we're working on, is trying to prevent that from happening.
Tired of dying. You just
I
want
know,
to be
Bernadette,
human.
baby. I know.
I just don't understand the need for two types of law. Like for me, like these are cops, right? And I have cops in my family, friends, all types of shit. But I definitely understand everything, right?
Mhm.
Now, as a veteran, as a combat veteran,
You don't have the law that
I
they
don't,
have,
I
though.
don't, no, I don't. But what I'm saying is, as a combat veteran, I don't understand need for two types of law. And I existed with it where it was a different law, UCMJ first. You didn't even have the rights of the Constitution.
Oh, no. You ain't
It
got
was
no.
UCMJ first, right?
That's
You
it.
get penalized for if people were under the UCMJ, you would think you're under Stalinism or something.
Yeah.
It's horrendous.
You
You don't
look
even
at-
have right to evidence under UCMJ.
You're in the military. You
So,
don't have a
we-
constitution.
Right, John, you understand what I'm
Yes,
saying.
I do.
Uncle.
Fully.
You
You
so
can moan all you want
Salty
about your
Sailor,
First
you
Amendment right,
definitely.
but-
Hey, Sailor, is it not true you'll get bread and water and sent to the fucking brig?
That's
like
it, baby.
This is just
That's it.
this is what it is. So
there's no
when I'm
question
looking
there.
at this, when I look, I hear everybody and I'm with everybody, but I don't understand the need to make the law like a Rubik's Cube. We don't got to go recreate
Exactly.
the wheel. I'm still trying to figure out why does the law not apply to them? Because in my line of work, which is way more fucking vicious than theirs, and our law is way more restrictive, everyone is subject to our shit, even the fucking general or colonel. He'll find his ass meritoriously sent to Leavenworth
Yeah.
if he fucks around too bad.
Yeah.
This is a fact. I'm talking in Afghanistan, Jack, not on TV or in the Pentagon or something.
Yeah.
Like, we're subject to the fucking law. All of us, captain
They
all the way
have
down to buck private.
qualified
All
immunity. They
I'm-
have qualified immunity.
No,
That's
well,
why the
that's
law
what-
is different for them.
That's what.
John, you understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I do. Yes, I do. And to Bernadette's point, that is what they're trying to do with qualified immunity. They're trying to take that away from people that are in the police, firemen. If a policeman
Why does it exist?
Yeah, exactly. It exists because of the lawyers and everything that the police unions.
Unions.
Well, now let's don't bash unions because I just saw a little comment a little while ago. UEW.
I don't want to
worker.
bash them.
No, because they
No, 'cause I'm
unions did
for 'em.
more for this country, and right now they are under attack by this
Than
administration.
anybody.
But we
But
have
the
to talk.
police are not
But I
that
don't
kind of
believe-
a union.
No, they're not.
That's what I'm saying is they, from what you even told me, like and John, I'm in Queens, New York here. You know, heavily everybody I know, completely pro-union, which
Right.
1,000%.
Yes.
Like that's why when you even told the story, it's like when I listen to some of the OGs we have in the bar and they tell us things, right?
Okay,
So-
okay, wait a second.
But what you
Wait
were
a
Wait a minute.
second.
Hang on,
Let-
let Liv did finish, Bernadette.
Let him finish. Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to. I'm just saying.
No, go for it. Go
when you-
for it. Go for it.
What you were explaining when you were explaining the details of actually supervising within a union position and flows.
Right.
To me, you know, as a junior veteran to you, I was hearing the chain of command. Now, this is something I've never quite paid attention to. When you hear foreman or whoever talking,
Right.
but there's a chain of command. There's someone who is basically overseeing every union member. It must be broken down in some way, but there's some oversight.
There is
Now-
oversight, the whole chain of command.
Right. So it got me for the first time just here on your show. It got me to thinking that may be, a thread that we need to pull on as a country, because that's where the power's coming from, apparently, to circumnavigate the law. Someone has to give you cover personally
Yes.
to let you violate the UCMJ.
And once you
First
do
sergeant
that-
must love you.
Yeah.
Your chief of the boat must love you to let you say, fuck it, I'm going on shore leave for however amount of
Yeah,
time.
you leave your
don't get
duty
busted or
station
nothing.
and you don't get in trouble
Yeah.
for it. Yeah, because you're a buddy with the
Somebody
boss.
loves you.
Yeah.
Somebody loves
Yeah.
you. Somebody
and once
is
that
protecting you
happens,
from the
that
captain.
person is compromised. In my case, it would be the chief. Chief lets me off because I said fuck it and I'm leaving. The chief don't do nothing. Now he's complicit in it. What you
Right.
gonna do? Write me up next time?
I know I made it complicated, man. I'm smoking a joint, but you understand what I'm
Keep
saying.
bragging. Keep bragging.
With this police thing, with this police
John,
thing.
can I read something?
Sure,
Can I read something?
please.
Regarding qualified immunity, and this is from Wikipedia, it is a legal doctrine in the United States federal law which shields government officials from being held personally liable for the discretionary actions performed within their official capacity unless their actions violate clearly established federal law, even if their victims' civil rights were violated. Okay?
Wait,
Okay.
time
That
out.
being
So
said,
that-
it
Reread that,
applies.
please. Hold on. Can you reread that? With the last part you said it violate
Toothpicks.
unless it violates their civil rights or something like that.
Okay, hang on. It says unless their actions violate clearly established federal law, even
That's
if
the
their
key.
victims' civil rights were violated. Okay.
Why
that
would they?
being said,
That is
in
ambiguous as fuck.
1960,
The last part is
in
And probably on purpose.
Very much so. That's
here's the
legalese
reason.
right
Yes,
there.
that is what
It was
is.
going good, and then all of a sudden it made a
Takes a
U-turn.
turn. It makes it worthless.
It is a form of sovereign immunity less restricted than absolute immunity that is intended to protect officials from making
Right.
reasonable but mistaken judgments about their legal questions. About
This sounds
open
like
legal
political
questions.
cover.
It
Is this
is
what,
exactly that. There you go.
That
Because
sounds like for politicians.
I'll give you
Why-
a-
Ding,
I'll
ding,
give you-
ding.
I'll give you-
Okay, that being said, now that
That
you
sounds like
figured it
something
out,
for a governor.
This was written for government officials, okay? Then the Supreme Court first introduced the qualified immunity doctrine in 1967, originally with the rationale of protecting law enforcement officials from frivolous lawsuits and financial liability in cases where they acted in good faith in unclear legal situations.
That has
Starting
to be challenged
around-
in court immediately.
that
Starting
has to be
around
challenged.
2005, courts increasingly applied the doctrine to cases involving the use of excessive or deadly force by police,
Yep.
leading to
Yep.
widespread criticism that, in the words of the 2020 Reuters report, has
Reuters.
become a near Reuters. That's right. Has become nearly fail-safe tool to let police brutality go unpunished and deny their victims their constitutional rights.
And therefore, that is why it is one of the primary conversations going on now, is to remove that.
Right.
Because there are several phases you put in there, in good faith. Well, the officer that had his knee on George Floyd's neck,
Good luck.
you can clearly demonstrate was not acting in good faith. There was no reason for him to have the knee on there. They already had him in handcuffs. You got 4 officers there. Are you shitting me? It takes that many, and you got to hold him down like that? No, it's bullshit. You've lost your ability.
When Libdid asked why, this is the reason why. It was originally written for politicians,
Oh, there you
and
go.
it's been applied to police departments. Okay, all across this country, and the Supreme Court did that shit. That's why
And
elections
that-
have
and that is
consequences.
why
It has to be challenged.
it has to be challenged. That's why I was saying
It's
our
been
whole
challenged.
society.
It's been challenged and been challenged and been challenged.
challenge it
and all
again.
the police have to do is say, "Hey, I feared for my life."
This is like chess. Like you have to it has.
Yeah, it's that.
No, this is what happens when we vote Republicans in office, and
there
they
you
put
go.
200 unqualified judges on the circuit courts.
I believe it's 300. I believe it's 300.
No.
Burnett. How many? He's appointed. I thought he hit the 300 mark. Let me catch up here.
I thought it was 2.
Dwayne Dwizzle donated $3 through Super Chat and said it's not an administration, it's a crime syndicate. And he is completely
Amen.
right, Dwayne. Thank you very much. And my friend Joe, Ohio Dad 70, but donated $2 through Super Chat and said loopholes for the worms. Exactly, Joe. That's we discussed it before with the tax laws. The tax laws, the tax book isn't as thick, all that thick for your ass. It is put in there to make loopholes for people with money. The laws concerning politicians, police officers, they're slanted towards the law to begin with. The qualified immunity, as Bernadette said, I feared for my life in situations that you obviously know that's bullshit. It's the whole system that is I agree with the concept of fire all of them. Fuck it, fire all of them. You reapply for the
And
job.
start from the ground.
We start from the ground up, training
Start
involving
this shit over.
the get
'Cause
this
it
thought
runs
out of
too deep.
your head
It
that you
runs
can
too
pull
deep.
that weapon for any fucking thing. That weapon is not a pacifier. It's not there. It's there to save your life.
Yeah.
It is there to save somebody else's life when their life is threatened. It is not there to shoot citizens for minor offenses
Yeah.
when you get pissed off, when you are offended, because that becomes what I always call contempt of cop. Oh, you done pissed him off. He can fucking do anything he wants to you, and you're right, he can. And that's what has to change, is that
But that's
attitude
the
within the
reason
police,
why.
within our own politicians, that think that they can fuck us over and screw us over and get away with it because there ain't a damn thing you can do about it. Well, guess what? There is something we can do about it. We can demand reform in our police stations, and in our society. We can demand better politicians on both sides. On both sides. We want to get rid of all these fucking Republicans,
John.
but the Democrats need to step up, and we need to keep pulling on this agenda that we want as a society to make this whole damn thing change. What was you going to say, Johnny
And we
Fly?
need to keep marching in the streets
We
until
do,
it
baby.
does.
I was just going to say, though, you can't just sit there and say, well, I feared for my life and blah, blah, blah. You have it on video. It shows what's going on. So how could they still do that? It makes no sense.
Because
to
a
me.
lot of them still ain't turning on their damn video cameras, and that's something else need. And
That's
again,
it.
the unions and things step up. Well, that's not fair. It's unconstitutional. You're going to have the guy on camera all fucking day. That's not fair. Go tell that to the guy that works at McDonald's. The minute he comes in the fucking door, he's on camera. Are you
He's
shitting
on
me?
camera.
Every damn business in town is on camera 24 hours
He's
a
on
day,
camera.
just about. Don't whine to me about it. I
When
don't
you
want
walk
it on.
outside your
I
house,
might
you're
say
on
something
camera.
stupid. Well, we want to hear you say something stupid. I
That's
want to
why we
hear
gotta
how
get rid
you
of-
interact with other people. And if you're a good
gotta
cop,
get
if
rid
you're
of
doing
Mitch
your job
McConnell.
right, you shouldn't be fucking worried about it.
We got to get rid of Mitch McConnell so they don't
We
vote
got a
anymore. Those
lot
assholes in.
of house cleaning to do, a lot of it.
Yes.
And I always I get this conversation. Well, John, after the election, your show. No, my show's not over. This movement is not over. This push to change our society will not end until this is done. When I'm dead and
Right.
gone, there's going to be somebody else yelling in the streets about something that is not right, and it's going to continue to happen until, in the future, 100,000 years from now, we get it fucking right. And Stephen Craig just donated $2 through Super Chat. Stephen, I appreciate it tremendously. And Paul Murray just donated $10. Thank you very much, Paul. I appreciate it tremendously. We do have new things coming. Things are going to change a little bit here. We're going to try to do
Hey,
something.
John, can I interject something? here
Sure,
real
Bill.
Quick? Couple things. One, speaking from a guy that was on the law enforcement side of things for 30 years, 20 with the military and 10 with the federal government. Two things. The first thing is when Bernadette was reading that thing, what caught my ear rather, was the federal law thing, because there needs to be a mandate to all city, county, state, every law enforcement thing, whether it's little city sheriff, the county sheriff, city police department, they all have to be on the same set of music, the same set of rules. And until there is federal regulation that governs all of them, we're going to have these individual problems.
There you go. There's
I would also say part number two is, I can honestly say from being from that side of the fence, is that the large majority, and I don't know what the number is, I'm guessing 95 plus, large majority of law enforcement officers are pretty good guys, and they take the same oath that you and I did when we got in the military. And their duty is, law and order and truth and justice and all that stuff, mom and apple pie in the American
bet.
way. And most of them are good guys.
True.
But
And I
the
have
problem,
been-
the people get a hold of, there's some bad apples out there. And you know what? The bad apples need to be punished to 110% of the law.
There you go.
Um,
And you are right.
But
I have
until
been
we get
That's
seeing,
all
federal
it is.
law,
I have been seeing
we need a
videos
federal law.
from police officers and sheriff's deputies. If you can't
Yeah.
find them, go look them up because they're there, talking about just that. About they are good people, and they are all behind getting rid of a lot of these people who should not be
Oh, yeah.
cops. And we need a system for that to happen. And if it takes firing the
Yeah.
whole damn department, and
Yeah.
everybody reapplies,
But-
and put a
Easily
standard.
really-
And
They're
like,
vetting.
I agree, but
Easily.
it's not going to happen until we have a
Until
Congress
we
and
have
the
a
Senate that
national- federal.
exactly.
John,
Yeah.
And
can
it's
I
a
say
shame because
something?
there's a lot of good guys out there trying to make things right
I
for
have no
everybody
doubt,
and try
Bill.
to make sure that
There's a
And they
lot
are-
that wanted to
and
make
they
the
are
changes
putting-
that got the one officer fired in Buffalo. There's there's officers like that in every station house. Like the same thing that got her fired and has gotten officers like the one who was going to testify in the case in Baltimore and got him shot and killed.
Yeah.
He got smoked the day before he was supposed to testify. There are officers all over this country that would want to do that, except they,
John,
they can't tell where the perps are a lot of times.
Yeah. Go ahead. Brent.
there is a bill in the House called Ending the Qualified Immunity Act. It was proposed by Justin Amash on the 4th of June. It currently has 54 co-sponsors as of June 12th, and the committee that's considering it is the Judiciary.
The Judiciary Committee.
Yeah.
They're going to be busy. The Judiciary Committee, I think, is going to be a very busy committee here pretty quick, because the demands.
Buddy.
Yeah, we're seeing this in the streets. The demands of the people are going to have to be. It is obvious to anybody that has got half a brain. This is day 20, and there are still events happening that are still motivating more people to come out. This is not going to stop. This is not going to fade away. There are going to be politicians. There are going to be police, politicians, sheriffs. There's going to be a lot of people held account to things that they thought they could get away with for years. And I think things are going to change. They have to change for a better society for all of us. And let me catch here. I got, what a neat name. Melody Cool. Melody's cool. Melody Cool just donated $5 through Super Chat and said, stay in the fight, but there you go, baby. Stay in the fight, but be sure to laugh at least once a day, because this bullshit can be bad for your health. So saith Melody Cool. And John I. Fly donated $2 and said, justice needs to be done, and we need to vote blue. There you go, baby. So saith John I. Fly. That's the key. And those two donations right there. One, don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to have a chuckle. We did a good time at the beginning of the show here. We need that. Everybody needs that in their life. And I encourage you every day to give the one thing that you can give away freely, and that's a smile to somebody. It does your heart good. It does their heart good. Be as kind as you can to other people. That's where it all starts. And justice indeed needs to be done. But I repeat, law and order cannot come until truth and justice is fulfilled, because without truth and justice, there is no law and order for those citizens among us that are now being slaughtered. What else? I don't know what else to call it nowadays. Hell, there was one in the story damn near every day.
You said it right.
And it's got to stop. And it is systemic, and it has to be rooted out, and we have to change as a society.
Every time this happens, John, it's only going to have more demonstrations, and we're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. But I think this is a turning point for our nation.
I think so. I think this is going to be a time in our history where they'll be able to put a bookmark and say this is where change started. Change happened.
We're going to fix it in November, John.
We are indeed, Bill.
You better believe it.
And again,
by the way,
That's what it's all about.
we
by the way, Bernadette, thank you for reading that thing on the federal law deal. That was very good, very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Just a little bit more history about that. It was a gentleman by the name of Arthur Ernest Fitzgerald, who was a deputy for management systems in the Office of Secretary of the Air Force, and he discovered $2 billion worth of overruns and technical problems within Lockheed, and he's the one who came out talking about this and how the Pentagon concealed it, and it was Nixon who decided to fire him, and which made him a whistleblower. And that's how this case came about, and the law came about to protect the government. The government.
Well, it's time that it
from
protects the people.
From being responsible for the shit they fucking did.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
And
like,
it's
that's
been
true.
since applied to the police departments.
Yeah.
But that's like, you see how crazy that and convoluted that is, because here you have a situation where somehow it got to the police, but it started because of they was finding massive amounts of money within a defense agency. the defense, the Air Force, right? But
Yeah.
the thing is this:
Yeah.
during that time, here's why they made the cover, and I can see it now. They had to make the cover for politicians that were on the know and in, like in the Foreign Affairs Committee and everything. Why?
Exactly.
Because, but here's the reason. That's the same time period that this country was developing, making leaps and bounds technologically in the field of aerospace. The Skunk Works and everything beyond.
Yeah.
You don't think we were paying $5,000 for a hammer, do you? That's where they were stashing the money to pay for the shit that later made things go boom in the 90s.
Yeah,
Right? That's how we got all this stuff shit.
And
So that's why they made the law. But then how did that get to law enforcement in the country? I still don't get it.
because
Law enforcement works for city governments.
there's politics all through everything, through our police
And,
departments,
and
through
then
our
you have the
everything.
police unions going and lobbying for this shit to happen too. Well, our workers
But-
need to be covered.
I do. I got into this discussion today with somebody when I made the comment. They said, well, you can't cut money from the military, because I said we need to, shift that money to our society. And well, you can't take money from the military. I don't want to take money from the military. I want to take money from the defense fucking contractors, because that's where they
Right.
get
Amen.
your ass. I
Amen.
swear. We brag about our military, and Lord knows we have the best in the world.
None of that money goes to us.
It
That's
doesn't
all
go to
defense
us,
contracts.
baby. This, you want to.
We're on welfare.
Save
You
the-
have troops on
fucking ain't
welfare.
right. I remember my wife and I was talking about it when I first met her. I was at E5, and we were still saving our fucking pop bottles to make it to the next
Yes.
payday, to go cash in
I
for the
remember using
refund.
a star card.
Fuck yeah! It is always been that argument to me. Don't tell me about we got to spend this huge defense budget. Fuck you. Half of that is a jobs program. Half of that is a jobs program. We don't need no more tanks. We got
Preach.
tanks coming out the fucking wazoo. But that tank factory has to stay open. Why? Because there's a lot of jobs in that district. And that fucking senator ain't about to give up that shit. Now, I'm talking about lots of states. Alabama, Texas,
called-
California. There's bases all over the fucking place. It's a chess game with our fucking money all over this country, keeping all of those fucking people happy. How about we just take the money the military needs to maintain its strength, have a little bit of R&D there to try to get the new, stay on the cutting edge of shit, sure. But we blow fucking money out the ass, and you go look up what a CEO of a defense contractor gets. It's in the fucking millions, and we're paying his salary. We are paying that salary.
Motherfucker.
It is sickening to see this shit.
Giving millions to people in the name of
Missing $2
defense who've
trillion.
never even been.
There you go. You want to impress me with your military budget? How about we do this? We pay exactly what we are asking of. We are asking a man or a woman to lay down their life, to pick up this weapon and run into fucking battle and possibly die. Hey, but we're going to start you out there at about $20,000 a year. So don't worry if you borrow
Yeah.
money. There's a
That's after
payday
you
loan
promoted.
place right outside the base.
Yeah.
We pay them squat. We not pay them what
Get
they're
married
worth.
so you can get
And it's the
BAH.
same thing with our teachers. And I might say with our police department, because that's how come most of them have part-time jobs and have to go out and fucking get in some deal to make some extra fucking money. It's our nurses. It's our everything in our society. We minimalize the what they're worth. And who do we value? Well, fuck that guy up there trading stock on the market, man. He's making money, baby. And we carry our sports heroes, our movie stars, the people that make that. They're just filthy fucking rich.
Chappelle just spoke of that. Did you hear what he?
No,
he
I
just
did
said
not.
What you just said. He said something like
Is that
Don
Dave
Lemon, he
Chappelle?
said
8 minutes
somebody was
46
saying that
seconds.
Celebrity.
I want to see that.
Yeah, he
I
said
have
that
not
they were
seen it.
saying
I'm gonna watch it
celebrities
this
need to
evening.
speak up.
Yes, they
Yeah,
do.
He said exactly what you're saying. But he said people don't need me right now. They don't need to hear from celebrities right now. The people are galvanized.
It's not that anybody wants to go knock down your gates and take your money, but as a society, we have to recognize that at a certain point in our history, we went from valuing an employee that did good to nowadays we can't have anybody over 40 hours because then we got to make you permanent, and then we got to give you insurance, and then this benefit and that benefit. Fuck you. I'll pay you this much. If you don't like it, get out of here. So we're turned around and we screw the American worker, and then wonder why things go to shit while the head of Walmart or fucking any other company is dancing their way all the way to the fucking bank. How much is enough for you to live on? How many millions of billions do you need to satisfy your fucking ass? Instead of taking all of it, how about you start shoving that back down the line a little bit? How about you rebuild a middle class? How about you pump the benefits and the money down there to the people that you expect to get off their fucking ass, put on their fucking steel-toed shoes, and get out the fucking door? How about we value those people?
The ones who made it somewhat tolerable during the Corona times, when suddenly it's essential workers. Now all of a sudden
now all of a sudden
you regular worker.
You appreciate them.
I'm gonna bring something up. I'm not gonna name the companies that come to my house.
Uh-huh.
I have two companies, one for home health aid, and another company that is coming in to help my husband for physical therapy.
Right.
Okay, and to check on him. All right. These are essential workers, but guess what? Either one of the two companies' employees are receiving essential worker pay. Not the nurses, not the
we got lots of nurses. Don't worry about it. We got a whole bunch of them coming to school right now.
The physical therapist comes out. Not a single one. None of them get paid any of that.
And
they're the ones that are going from house to house, visiting young people, helping people in their own homes, and they're essential workers. Baby. They do. And they don't get an extra dime for shit.
And what do we see in the news now? The Trump administration does not want to release the names of the company that received the funds from COVID-19, nor the amount they got. It's the same fucking thing about he doesn't want to.
Oh, you knew that was going to happen.
It's thievery. It's thievery at the highest fucking level of our country. Steve Mnuchin is wrapped up in this shit. So is fucking Barr. It's a crime. He's right. They're right in the chat a minute. It's a crime family. It's an organized crime family in our government. And it starts at the top in the White House.
Legally justifiable?
Yeah.
It's not legally justifiable.
Now,
They're actually stealing it, and nobody's holding anybody responsible because the GOP is gutless wonders.
Because the GOP is complicit in it.
And our Attorney General's a crook.
Yeah, big time.
While the pressure is hot and everybody's in the street, at what point do organizations that we know stand for oversight of some type, Southern Poverty Law Center, ACLU, Human Rights Watch organization, at what point do people start pressuring these organizations and saying, hey, yous who stand for freedom and the protection thereof, what is your plan, your legal strategy to defend the holes in the Constitution that this administration has shown? Because the entire Bill of Rights has been made subject to extreme exposure from now until it's fucking covered. So what plan does the ACLU and they need to be asked? They see, because look, we got less than 6 months.
Yeah, we got 140
well,
days.
We need to get organized.
We do. We
need to get organized.
I've had that conversation so much here lately, Bernadette, because on a personal level, we have a group here. We have a large group of people here. We just need to do something impactful. Like a laser beam. Just focus in on something and do something really I don't know. I'm racking my brain. Lived it.
I don't.
Lived it. What are you doing, buddy? I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Donated $10 through Super Chat and said, salute Blue Dot. Right back at you, brother. And Gary Spring donated two 2 beaver bucks through Super Chat. Our friend to the north, Gary Spring. Thank you very much, buddy. This is indeed a worldwide family. We have voices.
America, we're gonna learn to circle the wagons.
We do.
You
We
know,
do.
I'm gonna go
People
back
don't
to
learn.
saying something I used to say a long time ago.
What's that?
If you know one person that's not registered, register that
That's
person
right.
to vote. Okay, register
That
that
is something
person
that we
to
can
vote.
all do every day in a normal
That's something
conversation.
everybody can
Yeah.
do.
Well,
You don't have
November
to go
3rd's
out and
coming. Are you
register
registered?
10,000 people.
Yeah.
Register one person.
Yeah.
It'll make a difference.
And motivate those
Oh, man.
people
And if they're
to vote.
Republican, fuck them.
Yeah, just tell them. If they're Republican, just tell them. Don't worry about it. Show up November 4th. I'm going to be there. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep repeating
just
that to them.
tell
If you
'em, vote
repeat it over
blue.
and over and over and over, it's like everything else Donnie tells them. They'll believe it. But
I just tell them to vote
heard
blue.
Travis say on one of your last shows I was listening. I caught it late again. I heard Travis said it was like you both were talking about what we face, and I could like hear it in your voice, like you were seeing, like I was there with you. And
Thanks,
Travis had said, just like precautionary, he just said, record
everything.
like that you see with this administration. When you see what's going on with voting, he said, make sure you, and I remember his words, and I said, rumble. And he said, because when the day of truth comes, there'll be hell to pay.
That's it.
And that is a fact.
That is a fact. You
that
see it now.
must be the case.
If anything
must
happens
be the
nowadays,
case.
we are now in a society that just about everybody is whipping out a camera, which still makes me amazed. We just had one just new one. I just seen new Karen. You can go back to your country and all this fucking shit. Are you shitting me? In this fucking day and age with somebody holding a phone right up in your fucking head, you don't think you're going to become a superstar on the fucking news or some shit? Everybody's going to hate your ass for what's coming out of your mouth? It is
You lost
beyond
your
me
job.
how they
And you know what else?
Job.
how they
When
still
you see
do
it
it.
happening to somebody else,
Step up.
whip out your camera.
Whip out your camera and step up, baby. You know, that's put yourself in, you don't have to, get in a fight with the person but walk over to the person that's being attacked and comfort them and just tell them not all of us are assholes. Stand with those people.
Right.
Don't let something like that happen around you. That is what is meant by your life, what you can do in your life. It is a scary thing. It is indeed a scary thing. It is more scary not for us to start doing that. Because if we don't
It's more
start
scary to
doing
break
that,
ranks.
that's right, baby. That's how this stuff, that's how these cockroaches came out of the fucking woodwork. That's how his little minions,
sir.
and
Yep.
all of that came out. It's because
Yes,
they
sir.
had a
That's
license to
assault
come
and
out.
sailor. Yes,
That's
sir.
it. If you see it, call it out.
Yeah.
And
gotta
like I said, you
break
don't have to
ranks.
run up and tell
Fuck 'em.
somebody to fuck off. Just go to the person being attacked and comfort them. Show
Right. Like,
the people
it's
around
silence.
you that, oh, look at there, that person stepped, yeah. And then motivate other people to do that. It's a society, and I think Hillary had it right the first time. It takes a village. It takes all of
John?
us. Yes, ma'am.
It's like the wave at a baseball
Harry?
game.
There you go, baby.
Harry Atkins wrote, "You need to get up against that fence on Black Lives Matter Plaza, 5 million strong, and scare the shit out of the asshole."
That's it, baby. I seen them lined up out there in front of there today.
He'll go back to the bunker.
A big sign. Trump
Bunker
Pence
Donnie.
hashtag got to go. Is that what it said? I think get out now or something like that. It was a huge banner. Yeah, he can't look out his window right now without seeing that shit. And like we say, he's done built himself a cage around him. So,
And they
It needs to
papered
be
that cage with
memorialized.
all kinds of shit.
yes, they have. So, thanks a lot, Donnie.
Memorialize this time because
Anyway,
like it has.
well, I guess we ought to
The
come to a
dog kennel
close. Huh?
He's put a dog kennel fence around the White
Yeah.
House.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
locked
did.
Yeah,
himself
he got his
out.
wall.
He put kids in
But,
cages. Now
shows,
he's in one.
But it doesn't
Yeah,
bother him.
good.
He looks at as
Good.
his domain.
And when
now.
when he goes to his KKK rally in Tulsa on the 20th, which is
On
no
the
consolation
20th.
prize, okay?
That's right.
On the 20th. Fuck Trump.
Fuck
okay,
Trump.
Let me say that
I'm
first.
glad you
when
got
he
that in
Goes
there.
We tried
there
to tell him.
And he's got his three 300,000 to 800,000, whatever the number he wants
We
to claim.
tried to tell him.
Because it's all fucking lie. May they all catch COVID, okay?
Well, you know, they're going to have to
Well,
sign that waiver,
that's
although
what
there's
5
no
million.
chance of them getting it. But please sign this
Well,
Wait
waiver.
until you see
Because
the
we're
system.
total
About
dicks.
5 million strong.
Baby.
He's
I
gonna
hope-
have to
5
en-
million strong.
He's gonna have to endorse everything that he's that we already know he is, especially there on that day. That's days
So
away.
is he going
That's
to
right,
change
Brian,
the
a
date
chicken
to
coop,
Act
that's what it
was.
Saturday too?
They're gonna
when he
demand
accepts
to
his-
embrace him, and he's gonna
Is
have
he
to
going to
do
change the date to accept his GOP nomination from Axe Handle Saturday, August 27th, 1960? Look it up.
Oh, oh.
Okay.
Well, he moved his convention to Florida because we kicked his ass out of North Carolina.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah,
where they
Jacksonville.
hated Axe Handle.
Where evidently they don't really give a fuck. So, you know, and I used to live there too. Shit.
They don't.
That's where I was
They got
stationed
kicked
at
out
for a
again
while.
because
Tar Heels.
Trump
He
didn't-
said, "Fuck out of here."
Our governor said he wasn't going to allow him to have 20,000 people in the auditorium, so he's going to have to hold it elsewhere. So he picked Florida.
Well, yeah. And
He
leave it
basically
to
said, "Get the fuck outta here."
DeSantos down
Why,
there to
why
go.
don't you hold
Yes,
that
Mr.
shit in
President.
Russia where he really wants to go?
There you go. That's where it would be more appropriate.
There you go.
Republicans would be more at
Square.
home. You know, they waved the Russian
Yeah.
flag in the last one, so they, you know, just shut your
Yeah,
ass off.
John, you know, my biggest fear is that come November when Trump loses, and I really do think he's going to lose.
Oh,
that
baby.
period
Better.
from November
He
4th
better.
through
January
January
21st.
20th, he can do so much damage.
He can.
Remember the
Well,
very
he's gonna
first
be in a
thing that he
panic
did?
mode because he's going to
Re-
jail. He's getting
Remember the
indicted.
very first thing that he did was invite Russia into the White House
That's true.
without cameras.
I think in the
Facts.
last days of his presidency
Facts.
will be a mad dash to do away with every regulation that he could possibly do to benefit
He's doing
big
that now.
corporations. Yeah, he's going to really put the
He's
hammer
doing
down
that
pretty
now.
quick.
Is
You know,
the
he is
nation
going to try
secure?
to make as many friends and big rich people that he can, because
Maybe
Yes.
catch Corona at one of his mega clan rallies.
yeah, well, you know, they're taking that chance, baby. You know,
Hey,
they're taking that chance.
knock yourselves out.
Put out a
that's what I
viral
say.
disclaimer. Have you ever thought you would see the day?
No,
A disclaimer.
It won't stand up in court.
come on in, but if you get sick, it's not our fault. We didn't know. We're as stupid as you are.
Can you imagine? If John, if you would have said this in 2016, Travis, if you would have said it, Bernadette, anybody here, if any of us who were opposed to this, all of this shit, if any of us would have said, it's gonna get so bad, he's gonna threaten the military, and people are gonna be done. You're gonna have to sign a
Oh, it
disclaimer.
won't get that bad.
We would have sound crazy to ourselves.
Ah,
in
it won't get that
2016.
bad. There's good people in this country that are
Nothing
keeping up,
fucking
and look at
surprises
us
me
now.
anymore.
Well, what's sad is I thought that from like the very beginning. Like, okay, I know it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get bad on a lot of
Right.
levels, but I didn't expect it
It's
to get.
apocalyptic.
Yeah, exactly. It went from. I think the
Shit
firing
to
of James
shitty.
Comey was when we were like, oh, okay,
Same.
well there is some, there's some like creepy shit going on, right? And then it was gonna be taken care of, and it never got
Flynn.
taken care of, and things kept going, and here we are now.
Helsinki happened.
Yeah, Helsinki
And,
happened.
Where's
Children
all
in
the adults in
cages.
the room? Where are the patriotic leaders of our country?
Hell if I know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
they're all
Thank you.
writing a book right now, or now they're coming out. You know, I appreciate Mattis coming out. I appreciate John Kelly coming out and talking now. We
Late,
just
though.
could have used you
They're a
back
day
when.
late and a fucking dollar short.
That's
Yep.
about it.
I'll
Amen.
say this though, like at least that first year from 2017 when we saw we're on a ride.
Right.
The Defense Department, for the most part, officially, they bucked him at every chance under Mattis for the whole host
Yeah.
of shit from the
Yeah.
Muslim ban all the way through. In fact, it crested right to the point when Mattis was like, "I'm out of here," and essentially called him a fucking traitor. Said he's suspect.
Look at
He got
everybody
to the
he's
point where
fired,
he's like,
or the people that have quit. This is a long list of patriots that went up there with him and ended up getting shit on. It seems to
But
be
the
a
next,
habit with
the
Donnie.
next 4 years, he can't get 4 years. Though John does. We're looking. He's gonna even.
I want him to get
Well,
4.
I'll talk to you about it.
For every charge we give him, he should get 4 years, and we got a long
Yeah.
list of charges coming.
Amen.
And he
Anyway,
should get a life sentence for every person that has died of the
People have to
coronavirus
vote
in
him
the
out.
United
Yeah.
States.
yeah, for
He has to
everyone.
be overwhelmingly
Because
voted
he
out,
turned
not
his
just
back
voted
on
out
it.
overwhelmingly.
It's going to be a
Yes.
landslide. I really do. The
Yep.
you can feel it. You can feel it every time you turn on your TV
I
or
hope
watch
so.
some shit.
Yeah.
The only ones holding on now are the Fox Spews bullshit mountain watchers, and those are the ignorant assholes that you can't do anything about. You can't get them to turn the channel. Anyway, the
My
name's
bad.
been
I just
going
left
by.
your trailer.
So I guess we'll start to wrap up here. I want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. Ohio Dad 70, my friend Joe, I saw you pop in the room a few times. There might be a glitch in this thing. We'll get that fixed. I'm so glad that Iris got hooked up on Discord today. I'm just so tickled to death when I see our Blue Dot family grow like that. And right now, the Blue Room's cooking up there. So if you can, get Discord and download it and come join the party. Anyway, Bernadette, as always, dear, thank you so much for your voice in here, and your passion always
My
comes
pleasure.
through, and we appreciate it, baby. Bill Jones,
My pleasure.
what can I
Yes,
say,
sir.
buddy? I'm looking in the mail tomorrow. I'll be looking in the mail. I know where
No
Bill's
worries.
sitting
Hey,
at.
by the way, great show and a happy birthday, Travis.
Thank you very much, Bill. I greatly appreciate you, my dude.
And we always appreciate your voice.
No worries.
And John,
Have a good one.
you bet. John I. Fly. Next time we'll lock the door, buddy. Don't worry. We'll figure out a way to
Promises,
keep your ass out of
promises.
here one of these days.
Hey, and happy birthday to Travis again.
Thank you,
Thank
my
you, Johnny.
friend. It is
You're
Pride Month, is it not?
Yes.
So happy Pride Month to you, Johnny Fly,
Thank you.
and to
Thank
all
you.
those out in our family that are of any persuasion they wish to be. We wish them all love and peace, and our world could use a whole lot more
Yeah,
of that.
despite Trump not acknowledging it, we still is our Pride Month.
That's right, baby. This is a big pride. So
Absolutely.
absolutely, baby, and lived it, buddy. I always appreciate your voice coming in here. You add to the conversation every time you do, and we appreciate that, buddy.
Gary Atkins
Appreciate
says
it, my
happy
man.
birthday,
Yeah.
Travis.
Thank you, Gary.
Birthday.
And thank you, Lived It. Thank you for being here, Lived It. Greatly appreciate your voice. You were on fire tonight,
Yeah.
man.
He was cooking tonight.
Yeah, I was
Yeah, he was
smoking the
great.
motor
See,
mouth
it
tonight.
happens to people when
Good,
they come
keep
in
it
here.
up.
Yeah,
I got
conversation
the
starts.
OG strain today.
Listen to you brag. Yeah,
No, some extra green, so I was a little motor mouth.
there you.
I really appreciate it, John.
That
And,
was great.
you know, I'm full support.
I know
full
you
support
are,
of what
my
you guys
friend. I know you are, and I want to thank. I better not do that. Anyway, you know who you are out there. And our own Velda Lee, thank you very much, darling. Hurry up and get Wayne out of that hospital, baby, and make him a
Please.
big
I'm
old
I'm trying. I'm
pot of spaghetti.
trying.
I know you are, darling. Just give him our best. Send our love to him, and let
Will
him know
do.
that the Blue Dot family's thinking about him.
Will do.
All right, baby. And to the rest of the Blue Dot family out there, we love you as much as the people that show up in here in the room and talk. The conversations that go on, I just love them. It keeps on going. Everything from dogs are saying goodnight too, bro. All right, Teresa, thank you. Tell them woo 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 for me too. That's the best way to get me, baby. Show me a dog or a cat, bird. What I don't give a shit what you go. Oh, look at there, you're a baby. That's it, baby. So to all the dogs and cats out there too, purr and bow wow to y'all. We love this family, even the four-legged ones, baby. So anyway.
Four-legged, two-legged, no-legged. I
No
don't
legged, we got snakes, we got frogs, man, we got
It
everything.
is the
here.
weekend.
This is freaking Noah's Ark here, I'm telling you. And the river's rising, baby. Load them up. Oh, Lordy. Okay. We love you very much. Thank you all to those that support the show, our Patreon members. We love you dearly. You're what keeps this show going and allows us to continue this. So thank you very much. And thank you for giving us the most precious thing you have, your time and your voice, baby. So y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
There you go.
everybody.
There you go. All
Happy
right.
birthday, Travis.
And
Thank you,
happy
Bernadette.
birthday to my
And thank
son.
you to everybody else out there who's been leaving messages in the chat. I'm greatly thankful to have you all in my life.
There you go.
And
How well said.
yeah,
Well, hope you have 129 more years, Travis.
I hope I do too.
Amen.
I just hope they get better from here on out because I'm going to tell you, 2020's been
amen.
pretty shitty.
Yeah, I'm ready to move past
agree.
this one. We'll move into with
Yeah, we are.
2021, baby. It's coming and it's coming quick.
Yes.
Anyway, love
Everybody
y'all.
out there,
Good night now.
Be
and we'll
safe.
be safe and wash your hands.
Yeah,
There you go. Wash your hands. Take care. Wear your fucking mask. All right. Y'all take care.